what is your philosophy on accountability?
That's a great question. I think people get accountability really wrong in coaching. Um, we always talk about holding people accountable. And I know that beginning coaches will say, okay, well, tell me what you're going to do, by the next session. And the problem with that approach is that often by the next session, they haven't done everything they plan to do. For most of us, we make commitments that we're going to do these things and we're going to do them by a certain time. And our thinking is that if we know that someone's waiting to hear from us, then that adrenaline will kick in and we'll make sure that we do it. So, sure, that does work. It works to an extent by creating a lot of extra adrenaline in your body, like deadline pressure. And it will help you in the short term get some things done. But I have run into situations where people haven't done it. The majority of the time, if you're challenging yourself with things, you're going to get to maybe 70 or 80% of it. You may only get to 10% of it, but you're not going to get to everything. And if you don't want to come to the coaching session because you're embarrassed that you didn't do those things, then you're not going to go anywhere. And I've had people postpone coaching sessions because they haven't done anything, they haven't done their homework, or just feel really stressed about having the conversation about what they have or haven't done. And then they start shaming themselves about not doing it. But here's the thing, you never do anything that your body doesn't believe serves you in some way. And so if there's something that you want to do and you are not doing it, where we're going to get the most bang for our buck is to get really curious about that gap. What's in that gap between wanting to do something and then not actually doing something? And often there's an inner conflict underneath. I want to do something. So I want to make a lot of sales calls to grow my business, but I don't want to interrupt people at weird moments in the day. That just feels really disrespectful. And I don't want to be a disrespectful person, or I don't want to manipulate people. And so I find myself avoiding those sales calls. Well, now we get interesting. Wow. Okay. So is there a way to have more interactions with people that develop your business, but at the same time, don't ever manipulate or don't treat people disrespectfully or don't interrupt people? And now we can resolve the values conflict. We can't even uncover the values conflict if we are only concerned with, did you do it or didn't you do it? That's just so surface level. So for me, when I do accountability, I will say, what do you want from me to support you? Right. And I do have clients that say, I just need to check in with you. And so some clients will send me a weekly update on how they're doing. Sometimes it's just ask me about this next week, ask me about how it's going. So we are tracking things, but we're not tracking things just to track whether you did them or not, and to try to guilt you into doing them more. What we're doing is we're tracking things so that we can get curious as to what's going on. Because if you don't have anything in your way and you want to do something, you're going to just do it. The motivation is there. It's natural. It's not because you don't have motivation. It's because you've got something inside you that's going against what you're trying to accomplish, or maybe just the tasks that it takes to get to what you want to accomplish.
I participated in a session that you offered a while back, and it was all built on the premise of one question, which was super profound. It was basically, the only thing that is preventing you from having the dream life that you want is you. So identifying what it is in you that is it getting in the way is going to be super important to pursue that dream life, right? So I love that. Lots of really good change happens when you start to kind of look under the surface, like what's really going on here. If this is something I really want and I'm not doing it, why? What's causing what is the hurdle, right? So
Right. And I think it's especially important that why be honored. So I'll give another example. Let's say you're trying to, let's say, lose weight, but then you have this rebel inside you that no one tells me what to eat, so I'm going to have a big plate of nachos and enjoy it, or whatever it is. We tend to take one position and we try to stomp out the rebel, right? But the rebel is always standing for something important, right? In that case, it was autonomy. In the case of I'm not doing something and there's a hurdle inside me, let's look at the hurdle and try to find out what that hurdle is standing for. It may be standing for I'm not getting enough rest. It may be standing for if I do this, people talk about fear of success. If I have too many clients, I won't be able to take care of them all because I might lose track of them. That was one of my older ones, right? Because again, if I can't, right? So if I can't take care of them so that none of them are ever disappointed in me, if I have too many of them, I might lose track of them. So let's keep it small so that I can make sure that I'm on top of all of it. So there's always something, and that something is important and it is worth honoring. I think what we do is we want to stomp out the rebel or stomp out the hurdle or get rid of the thing that's getting in our way. But the thing that's getting in our way is a form of self protection.
That makes sense. So, next question for you, Nahid. How did you first get into personal development?
It's been a long, long journey. Bye bye.